What's up, what's up, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Steve, coming at you from a reptile area reptiles in the house. I've had a lot of people hitting me up lately, asking me, hey, what's up, homie? How do you do your eggs and things like that with incubation boxes, and how do you set it up? So I was like, you know what? I've got like 25 messages in the last 4 days. Let's just shoot out a video, and then everybody can watch it, and there it is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of steamroll through this process to try to keep this video as short and sweet and compact as possible. So if I leave something out or anything, hit me up in the comments below. Feel free to reach out to me. There's many different ways of doing this, guys. I'm just going to show you how we do it at ARIA. All right, buckle up, everybody. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Hit up your boy. Let's do this. All right, guys, so step one is going to be basically, you've got to find out what kind of box you're going to be using, okay? So this is what I use here at ARIA. These things work perfect, and if I could offer one bit of advice as well, you don't technically have to utilize these, but we do use these hatch out trays. With these here, make sure you check your dimensions and that they're going to work with your box, okay? So yeah, we're going to get our box like this, and if you notice, there are no holes for what my process is, okay? I know people use them that way. I do not. So there's that information right out of the gate, because I don't see a lot of that stuff out on the information market in these type of videos. So step one, right there, dude, we got our box. We know that the tray's going to fit. Let's step into the next round, guys. Right. So for this next portion, there's various mediums that you can utilize. What we like to use is vermiculite. So what I've done is went ahead and just prepped a little bit of vermiculite in one of these tubs. Guys, this stuff can get everywhere, okay? So be ready. There is a towel that you guys can't see down as well. And I go ahead and start filling my box, okay? Now, I see all these videos where people are like, okay, well, what you're going to do is you're going to use this much of this and this much water. And guys, that is true for their setup, okay? It really depends on the size of the box that you're utilizing. So let's keep that in mind. There's many different ways to do it, okay? So I'm going to get the vermiculite in here and we'll go from there. Okay, guys. So vermiculite inside of the tub, it doesn't matter how it is right now, because now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start applying our water. Okay, now water is our friend and water is our enemy with this, okay? So what you're going to do is just start putting some in, and I kind of pour it a little bit all over at first. And until you get a good feel for it, I'll set that down and just kind of go through the process. And guys, this is where your hands are going to start getting, like, this stuff grabs a hold of you. If you're using vermiculite, and it's some of the reasons sometimes people don't use the vermiculite, is it's a mess. But we do various other species as well. So what we like to do is we like to utilize that on our other stuff. So why not use what we have in house? So what I'm doing is I was just mixing it up so that I could start to get a feel. Okay, what we're actually looking for with this, and you want to make sure you get it all around the sides and stuff, because the dry stuff is not going to do you any good. So it needs to be fully saturated. You need to be able to squeeze it and ball it up, but you're not getting very much, if any, sort of moisture dripping out of it. Okay, but it is important that you have enough of this in here. Now, let's say you don't actually get enough. There's things that you can watch for when you're looking at your eggs. So when you start to see like some of that dimpling or whatever, where the egg is starting to kind of appear that it's imploding on itself, you need moisture in the environment, because those eggs do soak up that moisture, and that's kind of what helps them stay buoyant. I don't know if that's the right word for it or not, but flexible. So that's what we're looking for. I like what I'm seeing right now. So the main ingredient is, I'm not using these right now, but they need to get in my incubator a good solid week before the eggs are coming, just so that I can make sure everything is super, super legit when it's time for me to start adding the eggs. All right, so the next step, we've got our medium in here. We have our moisture levels where we're comfortable with. Like I said, if there's dimpling or anything like that, we can always add water. Even when the eggs are in there, you just would not want to pour the water directly on them. Okay, so what I like to do at this point is I kind of move mine a little bit up into the outside. The reason is because I do use the hatch inserts. So one of your main ingredients for me anyways, for what I'm doing is I don't want the contact with the medium, okay? That actually can give you a little bit more leeway when it comes to the amount of water. So let's say you aired and you put too much water in here, which is going to keep your humidity fine. The thing that you have to start being concerned about is like your mold and things like that, because that's definitely our enemy, and that comes from water. So, yeah, there's that. So I go ahead and do that, and then I just kind of look and see how is it looking when I insert my tray. I also try to make sure that you don't have a lot of the vermiculite or anything on the tub, because once we put this in here, it's going to set until the eggs are done. And then when we put the eggs in it, in a perfect world, we're not going to touch it for 60 days, guys. We're not going to touch it. You're going to look at it every day, but we're not going to pull it out and move it. And I'll tell you, we've got our tray inserted. We're good to go now. So the next step that we want to do is we want to make sure that we're able to seal it. So you'll use some sort of press and seal and get it started there, guys. And then I like to pull it kind of tight there. Get it started going, and then just kind of press it and seal it. Now from here, you can trim off the edges and the sides and stuff and make it as pretty as you want. I do, because I kind of have that OCD, but technically you don't have to. So at this point, now we're ready to go ahead and put on our lid. Okay, so when you put your lid on, one thing you might notice is, and this one, it actually went down. But if you don't have that press and seal on the corners where that latches, you're going to want to kind of, did you hear that? Push your finger and it'll push that press and seal up. The problem that you're having is this lip here does not want to grab the piece down here that's holding it in place. You should hear it click. It should not come off. Okay, we're good to go. No holes. We can go ahead and trim at this point. And at this stage, we are ready to go ahead and put it back in our incubator setup. And it's ready to go. So it's going to be a rinse and repeat. There is no vermiculite that is actually up into the tray that's in there. It is up fairly close to the lining of where you see the egg crevices. But it is not coming up through there because I don't want that contact. Okay, now this is also something that I do, and I know some people that you reutilize the substrate. It's not very expensive to get it, and some of these clutches can be very financially feasible for, you know, future growth and it just overall. So for me, I do not recycle it, and I'm going to show you why now. Okay, we just had a really successful clutch. We just had 8 out of 8 babies in this. And this is what the vermiculite looks like after, you know, I normally prep mine about a month in advance, and then I kind of open it, check the humidity and stuff. I don't know if it's coming through, guys, but there is just a little bit of mold growth here where an egg divot was, a little bit here. Now, in reality, some of this could have came because of the egg yolks. But I do also have others in the incubator that aren't, that haven't hatched yet, and there's no eggs in it. And I prepped them at the same time, and I noticed it. So guys, that is just one thing to keep in mind. That is absolutely not our friend. So if you can see it, you need to handle the situation. That's how we set up our boxes here. Hopefully that helps some people. Any questions you have, hit us up in the comments below. Like I said before, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, ring that bell, and hit your boy up, dude. We'll see everybody at the NARBC shows, and if you see me, you better say what up. Based on that, just really quick, the reason that I say set it and forget it is, first of all, anytime that we open that top, we introduce whatever bacteria or anything might be floating around in our just open space that we're in. And things like that is what can also help to contribute towards your mold and the nasty things that we don't want anything to do with. There are going to be those times that you are going to go ahead and open it. I will open sometimes towards, I don't know, maybe the last 15, 20 days of incubation just to make sure that the medium and everything is still good. But I'm not touching the eggs or anything like that. We will kind of go over this further. The next clutch that we have, we'll go ahead and do a video of how we actually move from A to B. But yeah, guys, you're just best to leave it alone. You will see moisture and humidity starting to build on the top of your press and seal that you put on there. That's perfectly fine, guys. As long as that's not raining down on your eggs, that's kind of a sign that your humidity is good. If you don't see any sort of moisture on your eggs or anything like that, that's where the problem starts to come in, that maybe it's time to burp it and give it a check and make sure the water levels are right. We're not even going to edit this. We're going to go ahead and let it roll. Calling all area soldiers. Exclusive offer right now via Breeders Circle. Any area reptile member logs in to breederscircle.com will receive an immediate 10% off on all of your machines and animal purchases. Promo code ARIA down at the bottom before checkout. Get your stuff now while it's still here. Trust the brand that breeders buy. That's it. I'm out. Thanks for watching, friends of ARIA. Be sure to like and subscribe and ring that bell for future content. Welcome to the revolution. Welcome to the army.